Today, I was thinking what to speak on the last Sunday of the year, and I was looking back at this year. I will not even just meet tomorrow, so I will take some time. So I was looking back at this last year, this time. I had a broken shoulder, a flu, and then which led to a pneumonia alone at my house. Today. Yeah, last year it was like that. Otherwise, like the worst. Then my flu manifested to pneumonia. I was very sick. Broken shoulder. Then didn't know I had an uncertain future in this country. And that was my last year, like this starting of this year. And I come back to this end of the year. God has blessed me. I was to start. Yeah, I was able to buy. I was start a business also, and God has really blessed me. And the best thing happened in my life is not this, that my son is doing well now. This thing was that this poor guy could not sleep in the night. He gets up, now he sleeps the whole night. That was my prayer, everything. So I thank God for being so generous and faithful in our life. He kept us well, and now I could not lift my hands like this, now I can do this. It's a big thing because I know I couldn't lift more than this, my hand. And now I can lift my hand like this. It was that bad, I had an operation, all things. So too much things happened, thank God for that. But I want to talk about something which I like this Psalms, it's Psalms 112. Can you all open Psalms 112? I will go through these verses from this, and this whole message is not for you only, it's for me also. It talks about it's called a companion psalm because the Psalms is from Psalms 11, it goes to 112, but this psalm, so nobody knows who wrote this Psalms, by the way. Some people say David wrote it, but nobody really knows who wrote this psalm. But this Psalms talk about blessings. You know, like I will sound like I'm talking a prosperity message, but still it's a blessing. This Psalms calls about blessing. He starts with praise the Lord. So it says, enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. So it says that, praise the Lord. And it says that, and the Psalm says, blessed are those who fear the Lord. And have you ever read this Passion Translation? It's a pretty good, you should read translation. It's a pretty good new translation, it says that. And Passion Translation says that everyone who loves the Lord and delights in him, so it will cherish his words and be blessed beyond expectations. So it says love. So it says, first blessing in your life you get if you fear and love the Lord. Deuteronomy 30, 19 and 20 says that. If you can put the verse, it would be nice. Kevin, if you can put the verse, please. Okay. Deuteronomy 30, 19 and 20 says that. It's a promise by God. You know, this day I will call the heavens and earth as witness against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Now choose life so that you and children may live, and that you will give you many years in land. He swore to give you to your father Abraham. So he says, listen, it says that it gives you prosperity. It will bless you if you fear the Lord. It's a promise by the Lord. Okay? And he will bless you. And the second portion of that thing is that he says, I delight greatness in his commandments. If I follow his commandments, he will bless me. Okay? Joshua 1:8 says, I will read it, don't have to. Keep the books of the law always on your lips. Meditate on day and night so that you will be careful to do everything written in them. They will be prosperous and successful. If you keep the book of the law, you will be prosperous and successful. It says that this Bible will mean, if you follow him, you will be prosperous. What's fascinating about this book is that it tells you about everything. I'm not making it. Everything. It has so surprisingly new things I learned in this is amazing. I want a little bit deviation from the topic is, I'm just fascinated by this called, a number called Fibonacci sequence. Have you heard this word called Fibonacci sequence? No, Jeffrey says yes, he's being funny. But Fibonacci sequence is a sequence of number which it starts from 0, okay? Like it says that, and each number is the sum of the preceding number. So just for example, 0, 1, then it's 1, then 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, like that, okay? It's a sequence of number which is the preceding number, you sum it up. Why I'm talking about it, the amazing thing about this number is that after some time, the number has something called a golden ratio. The two numbers you divide with each other is a ratio for it. It's called a God's ratio, okay? The ratio is 1.6181302. It's always there. If you divide that preceding number, mathematicians are always fascinated by this number. And the most amazing part, you can see this ratio in nature. If you see a sunflower, its petals has the exact same ratio when it grows. So the smaller one to the bigger one will have the same ratio. Or have you seen a pine cones? You know pine cones? The smaller one will have the same ratio of the preceding Fibonacci sequence. But why I'm coming to this? You know that, let me read this. Then this is all right. Exodus 21:1 says, have them make an ark of archaea wood, 2.5 cubit long, a cubit and a half wide, and a cubit and a half high. What is this? Ark of covenant. When God told you to make an ark of covenant, it was exactly at that golden ratio. God doesn't do anything like that. It has something. I was amazed by that, like a golden ratio, which is like fascinated scientists all the time. The Ark of Covenant is in a golden ratio. Coming back to this, just one. This is how this way the book is. It has so much stuff. Okay, so this, coming back to this, it says that the second of 112 verse 2 says that their children will be mighty in the land, and generation will of the upright will be blessed. Psalms 112:2 says that the children will be mighty in the land. The thing is that if you follow your God, your children will be blessed. The thing is that what did you do yesterday, before, will not influence your children. What you are going to do today and tomorrow will influence your children. You can say, I'm coming from this family, or what will you do? Nothing. What you do today and tomorrow. Your life right now is influencing your children. I always say that. Just for example, my parents used to, my parents used to never, I'm not making it up, they will never talk about anybody bad in front of us. I've never heard them say. In the church, politics also, a church will have politics problems and all. They will never talk in front of us. They will never. When we are sitting, they will say, can you get out? Then we'll talk. I never knew what's happening in my church when I was a kid. They never used to say, we are the influence to our kids. We are the one who can make a difference to our child. And our child, I think every parent here will say that, I want my kid to be better than me, right? Everybody. I don't think any parents will say that my children should be as good as me. No, they should be better than me, right? Mm-hmm. It's a kind of and God says, He promises that I will prosper your children if you follow me. But my grandmother's father used to be, his name was K.C. Cherry, and he followed from Orthodox he became Pentecostal. He was a pastor in 1930s, I think, and he was very poor. He was extremely poor. My grandmother talked about how poverty was so poor that they didn't have nothing to eat for days. And he says, my grandmother's mother kind of died because of malnutrition, basically. And this pastor also died at the age of 53. And when he was, I think he was giving baptism in a river, he got tetanus and he died of that. But what I'm coming to say, the thing is that his kids, I'm not making it up, his kids, I've never met somebody so prosperous than his kids. I'm talking about in the 80s, my grandmother's all brothers, sisters are extremely rich. The God will prosper you, that's it. It's not like, why you need riches? No, He will never forget about you.
Amen.
That's the thing. Your kids will be better off if you follow. It's 100%. Have you seen a lot of pastors like you are following really? Their kids do good. Even though kids don't follow God, still God is so generous that He will save. He will keep His words and He will bless your kids. Somebody yesterday told me, my son is not doing good. I said, he is going through so much, but he will never forsake you. My old pastor in our church in Ohio, he used to say that his kids were the most talipoli. Okay? And it was horrible. He was saying the man come and went to jail for them. But he said one thing, I never lost faith that the God will not help him. And in the end, these kids have one kid was in Houston, now he's doing good. Like God will never. They will change the kid's brain also. Like they will change their thought. He will never forsake you. Maybe it takes time. It's up to us to be patient on our kids. But it's all about us. We can make it. Don't be the person in any place to be the embarrassment for your kids. Don't be that person. Your kids should be delighting you. They should learn from you. Don't be this person who fights in the crowd, he gets angry. What the kids are learning from that? Don't be. Our egos or anything are nothing. We are nobody compared to, like I would say, people are so egomaniac, like they cannot stand somebody who hurts it. Humility is the greatest thing you can have. God wants it. At least for the kids' sake, always I say that, at least for your kids' sake, don't act, because they learn from you. And I know everybody says that I'm ready to sacrifice my life for my child. But can't you just keep quiet for 2 minutes sometimes? That's all it is. Okay, and then the third, the other I want to talk about is he says that wealth and riches in their house and the righteousness endures forever. He says that wealth and riches I will give you and when you say prosper, like you say, God will give you so much abundance. I think everybody in this place came with a suitcase in this country, right? Everybody came in this. You didn't have any money. Like we didn't bring wealth from India and use it here to buy a house. Nobody, I think. Everybody worked hard and made wealth in this country. We are better off. You know that Indians are statistically, Indians are the most richest people in this country. Jews used to be more, but average Indian wealth is more than $100,000 per year, average Indian income. Indians have been really blessed by this country. And we, like, if you go to any Pentecostal, previously Pentecostal used to be so poor in India, you know that? But if you go to any convention here, you can see the best car. Like, you know, that's like a BMW to Lexus, seriously. God has really blessed us. He always been blessed. One time I remember that when I went to a convention, my dad has a Corolla. That was the worst car in that place. Seriously, I think everybody had a BMW. So God has really blessed us. And He will. It's just but coming back, I will skip one verse. It says in 112 verse 5 says that good will come to those who are generous and lend freely, who conducts their affairs with justice. It says that He will give you wealth, but good will come to those who are generous. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 9, 6 to 9, it says, remember this, who also sows sparingly will reap sparingly, who also sow generously will also reap generously. Each of you give what you decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. God is able to bless you abundantly so that in all things, in all times, having all you need, you will be abound in every good work. It says, if you read whatever you plant, you will get it. You can get wealth, but you have to be generous. You need to help people. It says I think in Isaiah 32:8 says that, but a generous man devises generous thing, but generosity he will stand. Generosity should be your lifestyle. It should be a lifestyle. Be like, for example, the parable of the parable where the one guy gives the loan to another person and then he wants it back, but he asked a loan and he got a loan but he couldn't repay back, so the guy forgives his loan. But when he had a loan, when he gave a loan, he will not forgive. Like, the thing is that we get from our God. If we cannot give to others what they use, you are doing that. Generosity is just not the wealth, but the time, your everything. Be like, I like that Passion translation. It says that life is good for one who is generous and charitable, conducting affairs with honesty and truth. In your work, in your life, in your work also, if you're honest, are you honest in your work? Are you honest to what you do in your job? Like, if you get, like, I've seen people who have, like, just for example, I was thinking about, like, a lot of Hindus are extremely traditional religious people. I know a lot of friends even extremely, but they will do every dishonest thing when they make money, but then they go to temple and pray to God. I said, wow, like, they will do, they tell me they will all skim taxes, they will, a lot of my friends are in business, and so they will do all the bad things. But all in papers, but still they will be so generous in giving, they go to God. Man, how can you do that? You cannot have two different standards. You can have only one. It says that, honesty and truth. And then I come back to the verse 4, it says that even in darkness light dawns for the upright, for those who are generous and compassionate and righteous. It says that in your darkest period of your life, how you can show the light. I was going to say a story, but I don't have time. Okay, so it says that when you think about it, God is omnipresent. In our bad times, He is always there. So when you go, some people, when something goes bad, they say, I get angry because sometimes I get so upset because of so much situation in my life. That's the reason I get so angry. No, situation cannot make you angry. It's just the thing. We have to be. I'm talking about myself. It's not about you, please. It's everything what I'm saying is about me. It's just, I can say whatever I say here. It's so easy to say, but to lead is different, So, yeah, it says that God will be, like it says, it's Isaiah 26 says that you will keep in a perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Yeah, it's like, if you trust in God, He will give you peace. Whatever situation is. I remember one time one of my dad's cousins, he's a big time, it's a principal in a big school in Kerala. So, but there are 5,000 kids in the school. He's one of the best schools in Kerala. He's a principal there. But I found that he was one of the most docile person. He will never get angry. One time I was traveling with him one place, and some people cheated us for a ticket. We bought a higher price for a bus ticket, but they put us in a cheaper ticket. We were tricked into it. We in Madurai somewhere. I was so upset. I was so mad at that they cheated me. I was angry at the situation. I was mad at the situation. I was screaming, but he didn't say anything. For 3 hours, he was very fine. I was miserable. Nothing changed, right? So I was so angry at this. How can somebody cheat me? But he's a person I've always learned. He never gets angry. But whatever situation, He always is so calm. Like, I wish I was like him. Seriously, we learn from these people like that. And then it says on 112 verse 7 says that they will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are set fast, trusting in the Lord. Their hearts are secure. They will have no fear. In the end, they will look in the triumph on their foes. They will have no fear because they always are trusting in the Lord. They always know that in the end, my end result, whatever I get it will be for the glory of the God. You know, I always, in the end, I will say that there's one book I read about, and in that it says about this nomad in Sahara Desert, nomads. They're the Muslims, they are Muslim nomads. The one guy went and lived with them, and he wanted to see how their lifestyle. If you think about a nomad in a Sahara Desert, this is a tent they are staying in. They always have this sandstorm coming all the time. It's just that. It's a horrible place. But he found that they were one of the happiest person he has ever seen in his life. He's from US, they have so much wealth. The thing is, he found that these people never complained. When they have no sandstorm, he says, there is no sandstorm, we are so happy. When the sandstorm comes, he says that sandstorm came, it will go. It will not be there. They will never complain. They move from place to place. The thing is that in your life we can have sandstorms, but they are not forever. Amen. They will go. You have to remain calm because our God is a generous God. Amen. He will make your. He will change our life. We cannot go down. We have to stay fast. Whatever situation is that, because we have to believe that our God is generous and He have delight in you, He will bless you. I hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you.